Sisters and brothers, this is the expose editor putting forth what is the most critical issue facing my country and your country. Not those who have wrongfully obtained power and are especially using their power to delegate somebody who nobody has control and they do what they want to. I have been presenting the fact that the U.S.A. from top to bottom has rotted. The system has rotted and corrupted. It is corrupt. Now, say, well, yeah, this is your opinion. Who sees you and so forth? Well, a man put a video on. He said he didn't make the video, but a friend of his did. And the video has over 20,000 viewers. And the title is Obama Supports Black Genocide, the cover-up. And wow. What is that? What, it started when? Last night? No, this is way back in 2008. You see. So it isn't me lately exposing, as the expose editor, their genocide and murder. Look at who's been shot and killed, taken out, and grand theft crimes, especially of my science and inventions, worth billions. So, Abraham Lincoln, wild president, saw so much corruption that he said, if the government becomes corrupt and does not really represent the people have the right to take up arms and forcibly take back their government. Well, since then, they make sure there's so many laws that you can't arm yourself. You can protest, and I think you have to get permits to protest certain place, certain time, so forth. And all they do is film who's doing it, and then they have them on our list as enemies or what. So subconsciously or actually, the American people realize they have to, what is going on is revolting to the laws of God and man. That is the fact. So one says, well, maybe we have to revolt by marches, petitions. I like the idea where a man is elected for 6 years, but every 2 years he has to get a vote of confidence. And if he's not doing a good job, he doesn't get a vote of confidence, he gets out. That's what should be. Say, all right, 4 years, it's so corrupt that 4 years. But every 2 years, a vote of confidence. The American people have no confidence in this corrupted, especially the shadow government, called shadow government, but they're so powerful they operate right out in the open. That's what we're going to do. You can't stop us, and this is what we're going to do. And you can't take up arms. It's illegal. So what can the people do? We have to revolt against this revolting genocide programs they have, and murder and forced theft, grand theft. that somebody takes and appoints somebody in that position, that fellow they say he can do anything he wants to. He can have you killed, jailed, whatever. Why? Well, they went through something called the Patriot Act. Oh, the Patriot Act. Well, that was so that he could have the power to do what he wanted against anybody, including some of the best patriots, including yours truly. They owe me billions from my invention of the Xerox and light amplification stimulated electromagnetic radiation. I'm a scientist and inventor. I really did the work. I have videos, details for at least 10, 15, 20 years, definitely 10 years of detailed proof. But still, they say when we get the power, it's done the way the clique is corrupt. We have an illegal president. He was not born in this country. That's how bad the corruption became. Now, there are hundreds who accuse Obama and other officials of practicing genocide and of crimes and of corruption. It isn't me. I just reported as the expose editor. My motto, what I really am, me, is a preacher for the universal pure Christians. I took mainly from the Catholic religion and other religions, and the best of all these religions, and put the best of them together and said anywhere in the universe you can save your soul if you believe in God and you understand why Christ came on earth. He didn't come on earth to be murdered brutally so now you can go to heaven. Now you can trust God. And God say, yeah, okay, you can come to heaven because look, he sent his only son down here to be brutally murdered as atonement. What simple nonsense, or at least what nonsense that is. You see, so they don't want me to be known and me to be a preacher and say, you have to believe that Christ came on earth to prove, which he did by divine miracles, at least over 40. I put on one a week of his divinity from the power of God, like making blind people see, lame people walk, bringing people back from the dead. That wasn't tricks. It was done before anybody that lived in the town, before politicians, lawyers, doctors, soldiers, anybody that was there. He proved that with Lazarus, they all were standing around. Lazarus was dead for 4 days, but they say beginning to decay. And he said, Lazarus, come forth. And Lazarus walked out of the tomb in his death linens. Now, that was seen by all people of all walks of life, you see. And there are other religions where they call their proof that you can believe what you want. And there are those who don't believe. Well, you don't believe. The inert matter cannot create itself. This material, inert matter, can't create itself. How did it get here? Well, when I conferred with Einstein one-on-one, and in mathematical physics, you better believe he understood my ultra-modern transformation equations and agreed with yours truly. But on this issue, I wanted to see what he would say, because he's supposed to be the authority on matter. And he paused and thought real carefully. He said, it's just here. How did it get here? That's the question, you see. Inert matter can't create itself. You need a superpower of material, and that superpower to create is creation. This is what believers say is creation. Let's get the political science. You don't say, oh, I got power of political science, so this is what they're going to think and do now. And I mean, what do you care what a man thinks about if he's going to believe or not believe? What's that has to do with whether he's a good patriot and does what you want him to do for your government, you see? So in political science, it's doing what the people want. And the people in the U.S.A. are mesmerized. They know they have a choice between who's the less of the two. And they, after Bush Sr. and Bush Jr., so corrupt, so in debt, anybody could got elected. So they said, well, put a black man, because we want Russia to make a mistake, especially, or China. We want them to make a mistake. And then we say, see, Pearl Harbor, we're at war. And we get all of these tough people, like tough Irish and tough Italians and tough Mexican-Americans, tough Polish. See, you get all of these more or less in the average of U.S. saying, yeah, we're going to go over there and like this is Pearl Harbor. We got to go over there and beat them. See, well, in Vietnam it got so bad that they put in a black man as commander. Then they still lost, and it got so bad here after the Bushes that they put a black man up front, and it's corrupted. This is back in 2008. Now it's over 6 years ago, and all the while they use genocide, murder. Their system is rotted. It's corrupted. They are corrupted, you understand, from top to bottom. Illegal president. So he's got to do what they tell him or else. You see? And this is what the true facts are. So Abraham Lincoln was right. Wild president. He says the people have a right to take their government back. So from now on, I'm going to be expose editor with Revolt videos. We have to revolt against this revolting, corrupt, against the laws of God and man that's taken over the U.S. since really Eisenhower. And Eisenhower, I think, to clear his conscience when he left, said that what we American people have to be concerned about is what is called the shadow government. They have no control, and they have wars, they're undeclared, they send them there, they have soldiers outside of the military, private army, like so, all ways of doing things for the manufacture of guns and so forth, war munitions, and the military. And Eisenhower said that they take the lead. You have to be careful of the shadow government. That's what he did before he left office. I think it was to clear his conscience, because he saw what they were doing. And the Bushes were disastrous. And they got Ronald Reagan, an actor, to get the vote, and then they shot him, but he didn't die. So they up there as the public speaker, and they got the power. They must give me my constitutional rights of honors and financial compensation. Like what? It's at least $2 billion. At least they owe me. This is staggering of the crimes and the amount of money and so forth. So with that, I say, I'm forced to say this is Revolt video number 1. We have to take back our government. Thank you.